Did you know that a baby's first year can shape how they handle relationships for life? According to Freud, this is the oral stage, the very first step in his psychosexual theory of development. What happens in the oral stage? Age: 0 to 1 year. Focus: the mouth is the center of sensation and interaction, through sucking, eating, biting, and exploring. Babies depend entirely on caregivers. Their needs being met or not influences their sense of trust, security, and comfort. If needs are met, the child develops trust, confidence, and emotional security. If needs are not met, the child may develop an oral fixation, leading to habits like nail biting, smoking, overeating, or dependency issues later in life. Educational insight: even though this stage happens before formal schooling, its effects are long-lasting. A child's early emotional stability often shows in how they behave in preschool or daycare settings. Secure children equals more focus, independence, and better social interaction. Have you seen kids who show signs of being overly dependent or anxious? This might link back to their early development. Let's talk about it in the comments. Welcome to Freud's second stage of psychosexual development, the anal stage. Age range: 1 to 3 years. Focus: bowel and bladder control. Core issue: developing control and independence. This is the time when children learn to regulate their bodies, follow simple rules like potty training, and begin asserting their will. 2 possible outcomes. 1. Anal expulsive personality. If toilet training is too lenient. Traits: messy, disorganized, rebellious. 2. Anal compulsive personality. If training is too strict or harsh. Traits: overly tidy, stubborn, perfectionist. Educational insight: even though this stage happens before most kids enter school, its effects last into preschool and beyond. A child who struggles with control might resist routines or show defiance. A child who's overly controlled may fear making mistakes or constantly seek approval. As educators, recognizing these roots can help us respond with empathy and adjust our approach to classroom management. Have you ever taught a child who seemed overly rigid or extremely messy? Their early development might offer clues. Share your thoughts or classroom stories in the comments. Let's talk about Freud's third stage of psychosexual development, the phallic stage. No, it's not as awkward as it sounds. It's about identity, self-awareness, and early emotional development. Age range: 3 to 6 years. Focus: genitals, gender identity, and parent relationships. Core conflict: understanding one's identity, emotions, and roles in the family. Key concepts: children become curious about bodies, their own and others. They develop attachment to the opposite sex parent and rivalry with the same sex parent. This is where Freud introduces the famous Oedipus boys and electric girls complexes. But it's not about romance. It's about figuring out gender roles, family structure, and self-worth. Educational insight: at this stage, kids often say things like, "I want to marry mommy. Daddy is my hero." They look for role models and start mimicking adults. In school, this shows as 1. Strong attachment to teachers. 2. Copying adult behaviors. 3. Curiosity about gender and roles. Teachers can guide children by promoting healthy boundaries, encouraging role exploration, and teaching respect and empathy. Have you ever seen students imitate adult behavior, good or bad? Drop your stories or insights in the comments. We've reached the latency stage in Freud's psychosexual theory, and this time, the focus shifts from the body to the mind and relationships. Age range: 6 to 12 years, typically elementary school. Focus: social development, learning, and building friendships. Core shift: sexual impulses are dormant, while intellectual and social skills grow rapidly. What's happening during this stage? 1. Children build self-confidence through school success. 2. They form same-gender friendships and peer groups. 3. They focus on learning, teamwork, and social roles. 4. Emotional energy is channeled into hobbies, academics, and group activities. Educational insight: this is a golden stage for educators. Students are eager to learn, explore, and connect. They thrive on structure, recognition, and positive reinforcement. What can teachers do? 1. Foster cooperation and inclusion. 2. Encourage academic and personal growth. 3. Promote emotional regulation and teamwork. Have you noticed how peer relationships and classroom praise affect student motivation in these grades? Share your experience in the comments. We've made it to the final phase of Freud's psychosexual theory, the genital stage. This isn't just about physical maturity, it's about becoming a balanced, responsible, and emotionally intelligent person. Age range: 12 years and up, adolescence through adulthood. Focus: intimate relationships, identity, and personal responsibility. Goal: achieving emotional and psychological maturity. Key characteristics: 1. Renewed interest in the opposite sex or chosen partners. 2. Stronger drive for intimacy, not just affection. 3. Development of long-term goals, career ambitions, and ethical values. 4. Integration of lessons from earlier stages into adult personality. As educators, we're not just teaching subjects, we're helping shape young adults who are finding their identity, voice, and purpose. What this stage needs: 1. Respect for independence. 2. Emotional support and guidance. 3. Safe spaces to talk about identity, values, and relationships. Adolescents may challenge authority, but often, it's just them trying to understand who they are. How do you support emotional growth in your classroom or at home? Let's share ideas in the comments.